Hey guys, welcome to my quarantine life. My sister and I are quarantining at the Marriott Putrajaya. We did book a premium package, the first one. I think it's just the executive room because we wanted to stay somewhere close to our relatives. We're now on day 9. They just announced yesterday that they're shortening the quarantine from 14 days to 10 days. So hopefully we'll be able to get out tomorrow. But I think like all the health officials and the hotel is scrambling to get everything organized. So we haven't even had our blood test yet, which you typically would on the day before you get out. But you know, we're just waiting because I'm sure they're also scrambling to get things done. But hopefully we will be able to leave tomorrow. Anyways, I'm gonna give you a tour and some, a review of what it's like to stay at the Marriott Putrajaya. Hey guys, so I'm gonna give you a little tour of the hotel room. So when you enter and you turn to your right, you have the toilet, standing shower, your sink area, and the bathtub. And there's like a clothesline for you to hang your clothes. Closet, obviously, our little kitchenette area. There is a mini fridge at the bottom, and it comes with a kettle. So in this room, we actually picked the option with 2 single beds, but you can opt to get a king bed instead, which just gives you more space in this area. But there's a lot of room here to walk around and do exercise if you please. But this is our work desk, a little roll-away desk that you can use, and then a nice like couch or a seat that you can sit on. And this is the view from our room. It's honestly really nice. We got super lucky. It beats staring out at like, I don't know, another building or something. But yeah, it's been pretty serene and nice and quiet, but it's beautiful. I'm sure lots of you are wondering about the food here at the Marriott Putrajaya. I know that was one of the big things that I was looking at when choosing the hotel. Here, they serve you meals 3 times a day. Once for breakfast from 7 to 8:30, lunch from 11:30 to 1, and then dinner from 6:30 to 8. And I would say it does come on time within that time period. The meals have been pretty good. I'm gonna put a bunch of pictures now of all of the quarantine meals that we've been having. So for breakfast, you always get your meal and some sort of juice and fruit. For dinner, you always get a soup and dessert with it, usually in the form of cake. So it's all been really good. We were only served fish once during this quarantine, and we've had lots of chicken. But I think that's because of a dietary restriction that we had. We put shellfish as a restriction, and so I think they just didn't serve us fish because of that, but I know other rooms have been getting fish. I will say for the meals, lots of people have been complaining that their food is just warm or cold, and I would say don't expect your meals to be piping hot while you're staying here, but I will say all of my meals have at least been warm. Like I've never been served a cold meal. I mean, it was enough for me. But if you like a hot meal, I've seen some people too say that they brought a like food warmer, a little portable food warmer. So that's helped them heat up their food. In general, it seems like when they serve their meals, they have like a theme for each meal. So either it's like a Malay styled meal, Japanese, an Italian meal where they serve pasta, but there's like an overall theme. The meals honestly are one of the things that have kept us going because it's like one of the exciting things to look forward to during quarantine. So it is very important to all of us. If you want, you can obviously order room service, and if you want, you can also order grabfood or Food Panda. I think that's what it's called, but it's basically like Uber Eats, skip the dishes, stuff like that. But you can only order from fast food restaurants here at the Marriott Putrajaya, and only on 3 days a week, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. And they can only be for dinner time, like you can't order it for breakfast or lunch. It's only during dinner time. But if you do have family members that want to drop you off foods, they can do that, but they can only drop off like dry foods, which is just like snacks or chips, generally all snacks, but they can't drop you off any hot meals or like home cooked food basically. But they can drop it off at any time, but you only get it delivered up to the room twice a week. And do note that when your family members drop off food for you, it would be really hard to sneak anything in there because they do a thorough inspection when they drop it off. So anything that's deemed not acceptable will be given back to your family members or thrown away. I don't know, but it's definitely not making it up to your room. So other housekeeping items for laundry, there's no laundry service here, so we've just been washing kind of like our undergarments and then hanging it up on that laundry line every single day. In terms of garbage, they do give you these like yellow biohazard bags so that you put in your meals in these bags and then they dispose of them, you know, safely. But then for things like changing out your towels, changing out your linens, your bed sheets, stuff like that. So when we came in the room, they did give us an extra set of the bed sheets and all of the towels. But if you need it any more during your stay, you're welcome to call front desk and they will drop some fresh towels and linens off to you, which we did. Basically, when my sister and I applied for the My Travel Pass application, we both applied on the same application. We are both over 18 and there were no questions asked, and so when we went ahead and booked our hotel, we just booked it together, and again, they didn't really ask many questions about that. So we were able to quarantine together. So I think quarantine has been a little bit easier because we have each other, so there's not so much of that like social isolation. We have been able to fill our times with just like watching TV, playing some games. Another thing I brought was like some of these puzzle books. So logic puzzles, crossword, we have Sudoku. She also bought this game Catchphrase, which we can play with each other. And we've also been FaceTiming family, and so it's helped us get through this quarantine pretty quickly. I also did a bunch of workouts while I was here to help pass the time. So every morning, I mean, I was still jet lagged. So I wake up in the morning, eat some breakfast, and then I would do a workout on my yoga mat over there with some Sydney Cummings, which is a YouTube channel. She's awesome. I've been working out with her at home, and you know, she has lots of great no equipment workouts, so I've been using her videos here too. I did bring a few pieces of equipment to help me. So I have this like TheraBand, which I use for some of like my physio exercises. And then I also brought like a band, you know, to help with your glute bridges and your squats and stuff like that. So I have one of those. And then I also brought a cordless jump rope. So it looks like this, because I mean, there is space in here, but I also don't want to be like jumping on a jump rope in this hotel room. And so these jump ropes, like you would move your wrists the same way you would as a regular jump rope, but they just don't hit the floor. And so it's not as loud in a hotel room. So I would highly recommend bringing some tools if you enjoy working out to help you with your workouts when you're in quarantine. On the flip side, if you don't want to bring anything in your suitcase, because I know it's quite a lot to bring your own yoga mat, they are at the Marriott Putrajaya offering like a rental program, so you can rent an indoor spin bike, a yoga mat, elastic band set, and some dumbbells as well for the week or 2 weeks while you're here. So that's a really good option. Another thing we did to pass the time is just watch, you know, movies, Netflix, YouTube, all this stuff. So we did have a TV in this room, but I did bring a Chromecast and HDMI cable so that I could actually hook it up to my computer so that I could watch, you know, our own movies and stream our own stuff. Unfortunately, the Chromecast that I brought, you know, it's too short to plug into the wall. And so this was basically unusable while I was here. But if your TV has a closer wall socket, like this is definitely a really good option. But I did bring an HDMI cable, which, you know, solved all my problems. So that was a really big plus. But if you do forget to bring an HDMI cable, Marriott Putrajaya does rent out HDMI cables, or maybe, yeah, they rent it out for 50 ringgit per stay. So that's, and they have like a My TV stick. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's similar to a Chromecast. But yeah, you can rent that to help fill your time. If you're traveling with kids, I know you're probably already super prepared since you'll want to fill your kids' times during quarantine, but the Marriott does have a bunch of like playthings that you can buy or rent. I think these are mostly purchased, but like Monopoly or coloring books, storybooks, Legos, like something to help fill your kids' time so that they don't go crazy in quarantine. In terms of the Wi-Fi, I was partially working from home while during quarantine, so I did require a stable internet connection that could take video calls, Google Meets online. And I will say the internet was pretty good. So I do notice it's kind of different day to day, maybe depending on how many people are staying in the hotel. But in the morning and afternoons, it's pretty good. And then during the evening and nights, it does tend to get a little bit slower. I'm pretty sure, again, that is because of the number of people using it. But the internet was good during the morning and afternoon, which was the primary time that I was using it anyway. When you check in, by the way, there is a WhatsApp group that you can join to chat with the rest of the quarantiners here at the hotel. There's like a little code you can scan when you sign in, or if you didn't get it, I think you can call front desk and they'll add you too. So in that WhatsApp group, all the quarantiners are in there, and there's actually hotel admin staff that are in there too. And that's where they send you important information of like which rooms are checking out the next day, checkout time, etc., blah, 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 blah. So be sure to join your WhatsApp group. And I need to make a PSA here. Be sure to not complain so damn much in your WhatsApp group, because you know what? Everyone is just looking for some sort of communication and entertainment in these WhatsApp groups, and it gets really draining when you go onto the WhatsApp groups and all you read are complaints. And most of the time, I will say people are just complaining about the food, but goddamn, there's only so many times I can read like, I don't like the food, I don't like this food is gross. Like after a certain point, you just gotta let it go, say it to yourself, don't type it in the group. You may have a different opinion, but most of the times when they were complaining about how bad the food was, my sister and I were like, damn, like that was a great meal. And so I think it's like very, very up to your own opinion, but let's spread some positivity during this time of quarantine and not negativity. Overall, I would rate this hotel like 4.5 out of 5 stars. I would say service has been really good. Everyone's been really friendly who we've spoken to. Even the guy that checked us in at reception and the guy that drove us from the airport were so friendly and so nice. So everyone is super, the service is exceptional here. The one con of this hotel, we did find some bugs in the room. There were some really small like cockroaches, and like one tiny spider is really tiny, which thank gosh my sister was in here because she crushed it like a mofo, which I would not have been able to do myself. But we did read in the WhatsApp group that you could call front desk and they would bring you like a bug spray, so you could use that in your room. But I will say that's like the one con that we've had, but honestly we've only seen like what, 2 or 3? 6? Okay, she crushed a few that she didn't tell me about. It didn't put me off. Like, I know that it's gross to have bugs in the room, but I also know that sometimes it just happens. Anyway, I think that's all I wanted to say about my time here at the Marriott Putrajaya, quarantining for 14, now down to 10 days. But leave me a question or comment down below and I will try my best to answer you if I know the answer. Or just let me know if you stayed here at the Marriott Putrajaya, what your thoughts are. Bye everyone. Pray that I get out tomorrow.